What's going on, SC430 community? My name's Henry. Today, got another sponsored video, believe it or not. So, today we're going to be talking about a power bank provided by Oxilam. Looks like this. So, big shout out to them for giving me one of these to show off to you guys. Because as you know, especially for us Lexus SC430 owners, it's starting to get there in age. So we're talking already 20 something years already and counting, right? So we typically run into battery issues from time to time, right? With an older car, you know, batteries die, alternators fail, things like that, the typical stuff for any other car. So having a jump starter in the car with you is huge, especially if it's your only car, just in case for whatever reason it leaves you stranded, or maybe you just don't drive your car a lot, maybe it's a weekender or something like that, and you just don't drive it often, so then the battery ends up dying, right? So you need a jump start. So in my case, as you guys know, I own 4 SC430s, and 2 of them I drive. And then the other 2, one's a parts car and then one's a rebuild. So my black SC430, the aftermarket one, the super, you know, trying to modify to make it super fast, or at least as fast as it can for that engine. It's been about a month since I've driven it, so it's been sitting, so most likely the car's not going to start, right? Because what if you run into the issue where, again, it's your only car, or maybe you just don't have another vehicle or jumper cables around, or want to deal with all that hassle of, you know, getting another car, lining it up straight with the dead car and then jump starting it, right? So you're not going to have to do that anymore with Oxilam's Jump Starter. So super portable. It's, you know, nice to just keep in the car, in the trunk, or even in the glove box when needed, right? In case you need to jump start your car. So the key features that we have with this jump starter in particular, it has 24,000 milliampere hours. So to put that in perspective, a phone is typically between 3,000 to 5,000, and another power bank is usually about 10 to 20,000. So this is already, the capacity on this is already exceeding the typical average power bank that you can get anywhere else, right? And it has a 10,000 amp peak current, enabling quick battery revivals even in extreme temperatures. So that's, if you think about Arizona, I'm talking extreme temperatures like that. At least, you know, for out here in Arizona, where it can literally get close to 130 degrees outside. So obviously you want to make sure your car can, you know, jump start when needed, right? Especially if you end up getting stranded out here and it's super hot outside and you have no AC nearby besides the car. So obviously this is a great way to be able to just jump start your car, get yourself back on the road just long enough so you can get to where you need to go, or go to a mechanic, things like that. So definitely a must have, especially with an older car like an SC430. So obviously, you know, this power bank isn't necessarily only for the SC430. This is for all vehicles in general, right, that has a battery. If you want to use it for your SC430, perfect. If you need to use it for another car, perfect. So definitely recommend yourself to get a jump starter. You won't regret it, especially an Oxilam Jump Starter, which we're going to show off today. But other things about this guy, it features 10 safety protections, including short circuit and reverse polarity prevention. So basically that's in the case for whatever reason, you know, you short circuited somehow the jump starter, it'll, you know, prevent from that happening, from starting a fire, for example. And then reverse polarity is the same thing. So basically that means if you accidentally put, you know, red to black, black to red for whatever reason, so make sure you plug in the battery red to red, black to black. Besides it being just a power bank, and being, you know, your jump starter. It's also has a 30-watt charging hub and a 1600 lumen LED light. So you can charge your phone if you really need to, because it has a lot of different ports on it. So it gives it a little bit more flexible, you know, for what cords you have to be able to charge your phone, for example, when you're on the go. If your car is dead for whatever reason, or you just don't want to use your car to charge your phone. So what's really cool about it too, which I've never seen on a power bank before, at least like this, it has a pretty big smart display on it. It has a really nice rugged design, and it's very compact. So you can obviously, like I said before, you can store it in your trunk or even your glove box or even in the center console. So it's very, very portable. So we'll be taking a look at that. So without further ado, let's show off what it actually looks like, besides me just talking. This is the box right here. So pull this guy out. So it comes in a nice, very nice black orange case. So inside we're gonna have our user manual. So if you're not familiar with how to use a jump starter, or you want to just know how to get the full usage out of it, give yourself a read, and it'll tell you what is on the jump starter itself and what other things it offers on top of what I've already just said. For the ports, we have the USB-C and USB-A, and then there is a DC out. So I'll show you those. And then obviously there's the plug-in for, you know, the jumper cables, right? And then we have the LED lamp. And it looks like, from reading this, there is options. So it's not just a light, so there's also an SOS light as well. So we'll showcase those off. What else is in here? So in here we got 2 charging cords, so that makes it nice and easy for those who still use USB. So we got USB here, and then a USB-C here, and then got another one in the baggie here, which is a double-sided USB-C. So that's pretty nice and convenient in the case that you don't have a USB-C adapter block, and you just need it, and you have a regular USB one. So if you're curious to see what it looks like on the inside, so you have a spot to put the battery in, right? And then you got a little cover, and then plenty of space to put all the wires, the extra chargers that came with it, or even your own personal chargers if you need to have a charger on hand. Then right here we have the jumper cables. It even has very quick instructions right on the adapter port here. So I'm assuming that a light would emit somewhere on here that'll tell us how to, you know, plug it in, or if there's something wrong with it, or we plugged it in the wrong way, something like that. So on here, so we got low voltage is just a red solid LED. Ready to start is green. Short circuit would be a red solid with beeping. Reverse polarity would be a red solid and beeping. Start protection, red LED after 30 seconds of starting. Overheating, a red solid and beeping. So basically, red solid and beeping, no good. Means something went wrong. But there's that. Then we have the power bank itself, right? So here it is. Pretty nice. Very, very nice and tidy. You know, so this should easily fit in the trunk, in the little compartment for the SC430. No problem fitting in the glove box or even in the center console. So right here we have the ports. So as you can see, there's 4. So we have DC out, USB out, USB out, and then a USB-C in and out. So you got quite a few options here, and a nice protective FOD cover, so nothing, you know, gets in it that shouldn't be in there. And then obviously we have on the other side the port for the jumper cables, which we are going to test out today. And then we have the button on here, so let's see, we'll show off that light. So we'll press and hold for 2 seconds. So orange button here. Even on the screen here, so I don't blind myself, might be flickering a little bit just because of the camera frame rate, but it's at 100% because I did charge it. It did come already pre-charged, I believe. It was either 60 to 80%, which is, you know, plenty to jumpstart if you needed to get it right away as soon as it delivered to your door for whatever reason. And then it shows the voltage that's coming out of the power bank currently. So right now it's at 16.6 volts, so pretty solid. And then let's see. So then if we press it again, we go to a flash. Oh, geez. And then pressing again would do SOS. So for those who, you know, live in the middle of nowhere, and for whatever reason you needed to do an SOS, here you go, got it. So pretty convenient. And then we press and hold again to turn off. Yep, perfect. So since this is a sponsored video, Oxilam has hit me up and basically is helping everybody out by giving us a nice solid discount of 20% off of this guy. So that's a pretty big chunk. So if you want to get 20% off and get an Oxilam power bank like myself, use code HowToSC430. I'll leave a link in the description with the code. The link will take you directly to this guy, and then at checkout, make sure you use the code HowToSC430. It'll help me out and it'll help you out, you know, getting this solid discount and, you know, making cool videos like this on stuff on how to work on your SC430, or just, you know, general maintenance things, because yeah, I do only SC430 stuff, but that's on video. Off camera I do a bunch of other cool stuff too. So make sure you guys use discount code HowToSC430 for 20% off an Oxilam Jump Starter power bank. So again, it'll be in the description of the discount code and the link. So without further ado, let's get started and show you how to use this guy. So obviously we're gonna have to open up the hood. So like I said, I'm gonna open up the trunk using this latch. So I already have it open, so to open that. Pop the hood open. As you can see, Cyprus is a little dusty. It's been sitting for a month because it's been quite hot in Arizona. So today, luckily, it's a lot cooler with the rainstorms in the west coast. So we need to do a little jump here. So as you can see, we got the Oxilam Jump Starter power bank here, and then we have the jumper cables here. I'm gonna plug it in right here where, you know, it shows the little car silhouette. Open that up, then plug that in. Down one leg, so I'm gonna plug it in here. There's only one way to plug it in, so plug that in. So right away, lights are flashing, so power is going in. So that means we are ready to go. Then red to red, black to black. Do positive first, then the negative. Plugged in. We're gonna turn this on. So right now it's showing the battery percentage and the volts that the power bank is pushing out. So it's at 16.2. And if you remember, green light means that you're good to start. So right now we could just leave this right here and start her up. Started it up really quick with no problem, no struggle at all. now that we're jump started, we can safely unplug this and put everything away. So we'll start by taking out the negative side first, and then taking out the positive side. Basically cover this back right if you have to cover it, and then close the lid, and then we're good to go. So, while the car is warming up, because it's been a while since I started it, we're gonna put this guy back. So I already went ahead and unplugged the jumper cable. So put this back in here, perfect fit. Flip this over, then we can put this back in here in the little pocket. Doing this with one hand's a little bit difficult, so bear with me. I'm sure it'll be a lot easier for you when you got two hands. Put this back in here, plenty of space. Put these power cords, chargers in here. You can add some more, there's plenty of space. And then basically we can just put it right in the trunk, no problem. Look at that, it's like it's meant to be right there. So now I have my jump starter here and my first aid kit. So this is the perfect spot for it. Like, it fits perfectly. It's not gonna move around and bounce around everywhere in the trunk. There you guys have it. That's how you use Oxilam's Jump Starter power bank. It's super helpful to have. Again, definitely recommend you getting yourself one, especially when you can get a 20% discount using my discount code HowToSC430, or you can even use the link in the description with the discount code. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be, you know, keeping this in the car, especially in Cyprus, just because, you know, summer's coming up very quickly and early, so it's going to be really hot, and I'm not going to want to drive my SC430 when it's super hot outside, because it's already getting a little bit, like, starting to get the sun fade in some areas. So definitely going to be tucking it away, but I can willingly know that my car will start after the summer is over again, thanks to Oxilam's Jump Starter power bank. So yeah, otherwise that's it for this video. Again, huge shout out to Oxilam for hitting me up and getting me this power bank. It's a huge lifesaver when the time comes for when I need to get it jump started without having to wait around and die in the heat or just be stranded in general. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.